Last time around I showed you the basic way to import images into Aperture 3, and this time around I'd like to show you a slightly more advanced way using some of the other features that I think you're going to find useful. In particular, things like adding keywords to images as you import them to keep your library organized and easily managed. I think that's actually very important, and I think that you should add some of this metadata, as they call it, when you import images. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that and a couple of other ways of doing things. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up here and go File, New Project, because I want to show you how you can import files into an existing project. So I'm actually going to call this one My New Project and go OK. And so you can see we have this new empty My New Project here. Here's the other one here, the original one from last time with the test files. So this one's empty. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to click up here, as you can see, empty project. And this time when I go to import, I'm actually going to import some files from the hard drive. I'll just show you my desktop here. We have a folder that I've got with some images in for the purpose of demonstration. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to go to Still Life, which is the folder, and it has some photographs in it here. And rather than creating a new project this time, I can either select on here this drop down and choose the recent projects, or what I can actually do is just go straight over to the left hand side here and click on My New Project. And now, as you can see, it's actually going to go ahead and put the files in this project for us. As before, I'm going to keep them in their current location. We have a couple more options now, as you can see. So I'm going to say reference those files in that folder on my desktop. Generally not a good idea to have these folders on your desktop, but I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video. So I'm going to keep them in their current location. I'm going to import both the RAW and the JPEG, as I've shot both on this, and I'm going to have the RAW as the master. And so what we can do here, we have this drop down that says import settings, and there's some other options we can set here other than these basic things here. We can click on and see the file info. So if I click on a file, you can see it's going to give me the file name, the date, the size, the dimensions. I'm just going to click again to remove that, and you can do things like the time zone if you need to adjust those. But an important one here is metadata presets, and we'll come back to that in a second. We have adjustment presets. If there's something you want to do to these files as you import them all, some quick fixes like they were all over or underexposed, you can fix that on import along with colors and white balance and black and white, and create your own presets. We're not actually going to do that this time, so I'm actually going to turn that one back off and hide that. And you can even go down here and have actions, and you can actually run some Apple scripts as well, which is immensely powerful. So we'll just close that. And another one that you may want to use is this backup location. Now what that does is not only are we going to reference these files on the desktop here, but we can actually say at the same time, I want to back up these files to another location. So you can just click on choose, point them to an external drive or another folder, something like that. I recommend that you have a backup of all your files, very important. So we're just going to hide that for now. We're not going to use it this time. And what I'm going to do is go back and show you these metadata presets. So basically, let's just quickly cover what metadata is. Metadata is information about your files. There's lots of different things that you can put in there, and I'm going to show you now. So the presets here, we're going to choose a preset. At the moment we've got none selected. You can create your own, but out of the box you're going to have this one called basic info, and when I click on that it gives me these boxes. So what I can do here is I can actually go in here and I'm just going to select all the files, and I can actually add a caption. So what I'm going to say is, let's just say cat playing in the ladder, and you can add some keywords that you can use for searching and creating smart folders and that kind of thing. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to put a keyword of cat, and we're going to put a keyword of blue since it's a blue ladder, and we'll put another keyword of close-up. And you can put in the city where the images were taken, the state, the country, and that kind of thing. This box here is an important one, copyright notice. I think it's worth copyrighting all of your images, especially if they're going up on the web. Anything you can do, however minor, to help try and protect your intellectual property and your artistic creations and images is worth doing. So what it's going to do is it's actually going to put this tag inside the file, and I'm just going to click in there, and I'm going to do Option G, which gives me the copyright symbol, and I'm just going to hit space and put my name in. So that's copyright Peter Whittam. And what we're going to do now is we're happy with all these settings. They're going to go into my new project over here, and so I'm just going to go ahead and say import, and there's the files inside the project. As before, it tells us the import is complete. We'll just go OK to hide that, and it starts processing the preview images of the files. So that's just a slightly more advanced way to add images into your library. Like I say, I strongly recommend adding the metadata, especially the copyright notice and the keywords, because they're going to help you out in the long run. And in the next video, we're going to look at why that's important, because we're going to look at rating our images and some of the functions to find images and search our library.